Thank you, Professor Christiansen, for coming here for this interview today. So I just have a few questions for the interview. The first one would be, can you please tell us a little bit about the family language policy?
Well, family language policy looks at what family members do in terms of what language they want to speak, what language they want to maintain, and what languages they want to let go. So could be deliberate effort by the parents to provide linguistic context and conditions for language development. Okay, it could be also a very implicit thing, sort of default language practices within the family, just as a consequence of ideological belief. So what they believe, whether a language has value to them. So if they think there is no value about the language, they probably don't want to continue with the language. Typically, in a minority-majority context, then that's why we have this three-generation language shift phenomenon, right? So we lose our minority languages.
Why is it important to have this new field of research?
Yeah, it's a very, very good question, because this study could really help us to understand the language shifting process, within the family. Okay, we can understand how come a certain language is slowly going away, or dying, or shifting, or why other languages are gaining more and more prominence in the family, and why, like we all of us, why some languages are maintained and other languages are lost. It has something to do with the language prestigious, or has something to do with the language hierarchy, orders, and all this help us to understand the process of language development, and particularly the study of family language policy help us to understand how societals are looking at those minority languages, in terms of how family language policy or families interact with the different, social-linguistic forces or contexts in our society. So that's why we need to study family language policy, so that will help us or enhance the possibility for continued development of minority languages.
In today's society, there is a huge emphasis on the need for globalization. How do English-dominant ideologies affect family language policies?
A very, very strong impact on family language policy, because people are moving from rural areas to urban areas, and families are paying more and more attention to English languages because that's a school language and the society language. It provides job opportunities for family members. So as a consequence, parents tend to, place more emphasis or importance to English. So there's a slowly transition shifting from home languages to English, and this is everywhere, not only in the States and not only in the UK, but also happening in Africa, in Asia, and as you can see in India, this we have a English policy, English language policy in schools, as media of instruction. And of course, the wealthier people will get access to it, and the poor people have less access to English education. So this kind of globalization of English dominant ideology actually create inequality between people. Okay, so then we have the English hat and then non-haves. If you do have English, you have everything, and if you don't have English, then you basically have nothing. So people are going to lose language if we continue to promote English only, not only policy, but also English only practices, in families, in societies. So that's what's going to happen. English is going to take over, and all the other minority languages will slowly disappear, and this will affect their education, children's well-being, and cultural continuity, and heritage language, and heritage of everything, basically. Yeah.
You've carried out research across cultures and countries. What are some of the greatest challenges you have faced?
Ooh, very good question. What are the challenges? I think it's very important to understand the research culture, research context. It has been, I wouldn't call it difficult, but I do feel challenged and moving from one country to the other. So I need time for me to settle down, to look at the traditions of the research, and to follow institution regulations about research. I think that's the challenge I face. I would like to see the smooth transitions and continuity in my work. But sometimes it is not that easy. So I think that's to understand research conditions, research institutes, and the traditions that institute provide for us. I think that is the challenge for me. Otherwise, I enjoy my work.
Where do you see your research developing in the future?
I think in the UK as well as in the US, and people are getting more and more involved in language issues. They are understanding the importance of language in our lives, and so I think my job is to help parents and educators to raise a critical awareness about the importance of minority languages. So to sort of diminish this kind of inequality in education, to help minority language also flourish, not only with the English, in society, in education context, but also having minority languages, speaking, to be heard in homes and in public. So help minority language students to encourage them continue using the language to embrace their cultural identity, and then also help them to integrate into the society, so that you create possibility for social cohesion and language development and social well-being. I think that's where I am now, and of course in the future I see that myself working with professors, researchers from different continents, different countries, different universities, and we can work to have a very strong team. We can work together to have a powerful team helping minority language students, helping education system to move forward.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.